An article just came out on Travel and Leisure about the 10 best U.S. suburbs to live in for affordable housing, top-rated schools, and excellent job opportunities. And our very own Johns Creek was ranked the #1 suburb on this list. But let me tell you, that is shocking to me because this town is just one of those adjectives where affordable doesn't really describe Johns Creek at all.
5 years from now, this will be affordable housing.
Hi, I'm Sarah Maslowski with KeyPoint Homes Group, a local real estate agent right here in the Northeast Metro Atlanta area, and I specialize in helping clients from all over relocate right here to Georgia. Now, Johns Creek is an excellent suburb here in the North Metro, but I think they got some of these characteristics wrong. So what is it? Well, for starters, where is Johns Creek? Johns Creek is right next to Alpharetta to the east in Fulton County. And for many years, Johns Creek was actually considered a part of Alpharetta. As the population on this side of town began to rapidly grow, residents felt like there was more need for more localized governance. Residents wanted better control over things like zoning, development, and public services tailored specifically to their community's needs, and they started to push for incorporation in order to be their own town. Eventually, in 2006, the Georgia General Assembly passed a bill allowing for a referendum on the incorporation of Johns Creek, which local residents voted unanimously in favor of. So Johns Creek officially became a city in 2006, separating from Alpharetta and the larger unincorporated area of Fulton County. Because they became their own city, they got their own municipal government, including a mayor, city council, and various departments dedicated to local governance, which is making some exciting new updates to the town that we will talk about in a bit. So if you know anything about Alpharetta and how it is the golden child of the North Metro, it's no surprise that Johns Creek, which was once a part of Alpharetta, is also so popular and has been given this title.
You're the golden boy now.
So let's talk about one of the details that this article did get right, and that is the fact that there are excellent job opportunities. Travel and Leisure says that according to the census data, Johns Creek is also one of the, quote, best and wealthiest communities with a median income of $130,000. Much like Alpharetta, there is a lot of IT and technology-based jobs in Johns Creek, so a lot of strong employment opportunities here, making good money. There was recently a Facebook post made in a local group asking why so many people were moving to this area. And an overwhelming amount of the responses were that people either came here looking for better jobs or their current job was bringing them here. Now, we talked earlier about how Johns Creek is very much an extension of Alpharetta, and this will be even more so the case when Johns Creek's new town center opens. Part of the project is a development called Medley, which will be a 52-acre mixed-use development very similar to Alpharetta's Avalon or Halcyon. They are repurposing a building that was previously used by State Farm, and they're gonna gut that thing out and incorporate it into Medley's master plan with offices, retail space, restaurants on the ground floor. You get the picture. It will feature both retail space and lifestyle space. It's gonna have 340 apartments and 133 townhomes in their initial phase. They've also signed several popular restaurants and retailers. As far as tenants go, we know that there's gonna be a sushi bar, a great bakery, coffee shop, and some other fun things. Medley is expected to create 900 luxury grade residences, which will be a mix of townhomes and apartments when it's all said and done, and include another 20,000 square feet of retail. There's also gonna be a central green space designed for community events and gatherings with a goal of being finished hopefully by the end of 2027. Johns Creek City Council voted unanimously to approve Medley, which will just be one part of the new town center, which will take up a total of 192 acres and consist of housing, hotels, offices, lakes, and green space. Now, to me, one of the coolest parts about this development is that they are working with the buildings that are already on the land and not coming in and just tearing everything down, taking down a huge amount of trees and land to make room for this, but they're more so repurposing something that is already there and sitting empty. Both the Medley and everything else going in at this new town center is all going to be a very exciting new addition to the area. It gives Johns Creek its very own gathering space and helps create an identity for this area. The next thing that Travel and Leisure was right about is the abundance of highly rated schools in Johns Creek. There are about 14 different public elementary, middle, and high schools that your kids could be districted for depending upon where you end up living in Johns Creek. According to greatschools.org, all of Johns Creek's elementary schools have incredible ratings. One of them has a ranking of an 8, and the other 5 all have a 9 rating. For middle schools, there is 1 standout with a 7, 1 as an 8, and 2 with a rating of 9. And as for the high schools, there's 1 with a 7, 2 with a 9 rating, and 1 with that coveted 10 rating. So no matter where you live in Johns Creek, public schools that you are likely districted for are going to come with a very great rating. Obviously, if you only wanted to be in schools with a 9 or a 10 rating, we can target those in our searches in those districted areas. Now, when it comes to what makes a good school, the rating it gets online, it's not the end-all be-all and the only metric for what makes a school good. As a parent, make sure you do your research, call the schools, ask for a tour, find a Facebook group for the area, and ask other parents' opinions. Just because a school has a low ranking doesn't mean it's a bad school, and just because it has a high ranking doesn't mean it's a great school either. So as a parent, do your due diligence and find out what environment you think your child would be best in and go from there. Okay, so last but not least, let's talk about that detail that Travel and Leisure was totally wrong about, and that is Johns Creek having affordable housing. In fact, it's preposterous that they would even put these two things together.
Oh, that's preposterous.
Johns Creek has one of the highest average sales prices in the metro and currently sits just over $1 million. That's right. The average sales price of a home here is $1,400,000, and Travel and Leisure says that's affordable. Even the median sales price is a steep $880,000. Now, the article says that the median sales price is just over $700,000, according to Zillow, but our local MLS system has a more accurate pool of data since it is the platform that homes are actually listed on here. But for all of the reasons we just talked about and more, Johns Creek is highly sought after, which if you know anything about the Northeast Metro, you know that that means it comes with a very hefty price tag. Just like Alpharetta, there is a lot of desire to be here. Now, despite the cost of living here, people are happy to pay those prices when they know that their kids are going to end up in a great school, there are great jobs in the area, and it just overall looks beautiful. My husband had to drive through Johns Creek the other day and he said, I get it. It looks beautiful. Everything is pristine and clean. Johns Creek also has so many great amenities like parks and plenty of things to do. There are some really amazing parks in Johns Creek like Autry Mill Nature Preserve and Newton Park. The Newton Park has 2 miles of trails, a dog park, athletic fields, playgrounds, and picnic pavilions. It is a really cool area in the middle of such a busy and developed town. Now, as far as shopping goes, you have plenty of great shopping that you would want, or at least that I would want, like Target, TJ Maxx, you've got a Home Depot for all of your home needs, and the usual suspects, plus more great shops that you won't always have farther out of the city like a Whole Foods and an H Mart. You're also really close to great shopping in Alpharetta, Duluth, Peachtree Corners, which is home to a Trader Joe's, so that's a huge win. And depending upon where you're at, you're only 27 miles from the city of Atlanta with all of the great shopping there. Niche.com also has ranked Johns Creek as the #1 best place to live in Georgia, the #1 best place to raise a family, and the #1 best suburb to live in Georgia. Okay, we get it, right? It's a great place to live. It's just going to cost you a pretty penny to do so.
Betty paid a pretty penny for this.
So let me know what you think. Do you agree with Travel and Leisure, and would you rank Johns Creek, Georgia, the #1 best suburb in all of the country? I would love to know your thoughts below. If you are interested in making a move here to Georgia, I would love to be your real estate agent. You can reach me by clicking the link in the pinned comment below this video. And of course, if you're considering making a move to Georgia, you have to check out this video next.